I'm gonna keep it very much a buck with you guys. 100%, I do think the Lolicon community is very damn good. I feel like it's a place that a lot of people will very much be like, yeah, I'm not effing with this in the slightest, when in reality the community itself is actually pretty okay. A lot of them are pretty decent people when it comes down to it. They can tell, you know, what's real, what's not real, how to be mature about the topic and whatever, and like lollies and whatever in a healthy ass way, right? Like, yes, it's fine if you like a lolly in a wholesome way or in a lewd way, it doesn't necessarily matter. You can like a picture of Kana just straight up having a great time, or you just straight up have her just having like 10 dicks in her mouth and just have a fun time with that too. It is what it is. But ultimately, still, there is a lot of different people that would come at you and just say that, yeah, this isn't a thing that should be the case. But then those very same people that be telling you that it shouldn't be the thing that people should get into are the very same people that be having like a million skeletons in their closet for some reason. Every single time, it's basically been that very same standpoint, or at least they're involved around somebody that is, you know, weird that they associate with, and many different things just come through and come out in a lot of different shapes and form. I mean, if you look at the whole thing with Chibi Reviews and Schlepp's whole ass like argument and whatever they had online, like there was some stuff that came out about Schlepp's like side and people and whatever the hell when it comes down to it too. And again, it's been a natural thing. Essentially, anytime somebody come through, hate lollies way harder than you think they should, something usually comes up about them, whether there's some type of previous predator, whether they actually have some material like that they shouldn't have, and you know, maybe they have been associating with certain circles and stuff like that. Each and every time, it is basically the same damn case all the time. Now granted, as I say that, Lolicons ain't really also perfectly clean and ain't perfectly invincible when it comes down to it. But let me be more specific. Essentially, there is nothing wrong with lollies and people liking lolicon material when it comes down to it. And for the majority of the parts of the community, as far as I would believe, essentially, we've been here for a long time. We've been liking anime for a long time. I would like to think the majority of the space that we see online does indeed have a lot of people from the previous era before all this very sensitive society come through and very sensitive people come through and all this sort of stuff, and just have their opinions about things and stuff like that, and just be the way they are nowadays, right? I'm pretty certain people from back then is still in the majority of, you know, chill, good, decent people. However, you do get these type of people that come in that very much tries to act like they're a part of the community, when in reality they are just here to do nefarious acts. That's one set of people. And then obviously you get the mentally unstable people that exist, that basically wants to be a part of the Lolicon space to feel normal, I guess, but then they feel very much just so out of place when they really start getting pressed against the wall in certain conversations and certain stuff. And that's something I've noticed as well. Granted, anime kind of always have unstable people. Really, any space will have the mentally unstable sort of people to really be there, but anime has always been the space I have recognized that has had that, and it's usually a, you know, typical affair when it comes down to it, right? Not everybody's like this, and obviously the majority is probably not like this, but there is a lot of them that do exist out there where they are very much liking something in anime, very much obsessed with this one thing, and then essentially just kind of go really overboard. Like, funny enough, as much as I yap about lolly, and as much as I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go clap Nangwang's cheeks, or let's go ahead and just, you know, straight up pipe down this lolly over here and all that sort of stuff. As much as I say crazy stuff, as much as I might enjoy eerie throwing ass or something like that and all that sort of jazz, I haven't really been going nearly in and as hard on lolly topics as I used to, mainly because I've talked about everything to death when it comes down to the lolly. So ultimately, there's not really anything to really bring up unless I'm just having fun and doing something out of spite. That's quite literally the only reason at this point currently, unless something new comes up or I'm learning about something in the 80s in the past, then I will probably bring up Lolicon in some shape and form, and then, you know, that would be a thing. But outside of that, there hasn't really been a true reason for me to really just jump into the topic without any regard, unless it's like, you know, people very much just like, yeah, this is just bad, you know, let's cancel it, even though that really shouldn't happen, or let's change anime for what it is and all that sort of stuff. And then, you know, I might jump in and get involved. But outside of that, I don't really have a big reason to jump back into the topic anymore. Like, outside of saying like, this character here looked mad fine. And that's kind of about it. That's kind of where I'm at this point. However, I know, and you probably know, there's a lot of people that very much is in the lolicon space that very much does obsess over lolly characters and just, you know, kind of go all day, every day, just thinking about lolly characters and stuff like that, which is very much an unhealthy obsession when it comes down to it, right? I'm perfectly fine with people, you know, having their favorites and even kind of, you know, saying some overboard things. But when it comes down to it, if your whole lifestyle is basically just enjoying the lolly characters into the highest extent, basically to some worshipping sort of way, it is very much weird, and it's something that you kind of need to chill out on. Not even kind of, just straight up chill out on when it comes down to it. I like lollies as well. My favorite waifu is a lolly. But at the end of the day, there is still other things I do very much like, and I will shake my head of and be like, yes, I need that. Big booba women, for sure. Tall women at times, for sure. Right? Now, granted, is it going to be like the top pick of all the picks? Maybe not, depending on the character. But at the end of the day, yes, there's other things I do enjoy that is not necessarily lolly. Hell, the majority of my damn own original characters is not even lolly characters. They are some big booba character in some shape or form, or just somebody that is just having the most medium build of medium builds. It is what it is. And granted, again, I obsess over Kaneko a lot. I love the shit out of Kaneko. 5 million times more than the average Kaneko enjoyer. I will say the most wilding things and basically make a whole weird ass video over just the obsession of Kaneko I would have when it comes down to it. But I do that out of fun and knowing that the character doesn't really exist as much as I would like them to exist. But that's just how it is. I know they're not ever going to exist, which is why the story I do when it comes down to JSX4 is a thing. That's the reason why. Or at least that's part of the reason why the story exists in a way. Solely because it's like, yay, I get to interact with her in some shape and form, but even then it's not really the realest way possible because it's just my interpretation of the character. And that's just how it is, right? And ultimately, I recognize that, you know what, Kaneko is amazing, she's peaking, all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, even I know to calm the hell down when it comes down to the character in that shape and form. Some people just do not know how to do so, and some people just don't know how to take their foot off the gas when it comes down to lolicons and lolly material and stuff like that. So much so that it leads into issues, that it leads into problems, that when, you know, you get certain people to kind of jump into conversations debating their points about lollies and stuff like that, that it leads other people into drama and conversations like it has me before in the past and all that sort of stuff. And that just not is helping anybody. It doesn't help anybody at all when it comes down to it, right? Lollies are just as good as other characters. They're pretty much alright, just as good as normal characters as well. Literally, I treat lolly characters the same as any other waifu, essentially. That's just how it is when it comes down to me personally. And that's basically where it just stands at. But that is one aspect of the lolicon community, or at least the people that be involved in the space, definitely, you know, exists when it comes down to it, right? There is levels of maturity that is not necessarily there, and definitely there's levels of maturity that is there, right? And there is definitely a lot of people that are just crazy and will lean onto that less mature side of things and obviously make people and make lolicons and everybody look weirder than they usually is, and that's just genuinely how it is. It doesn't benefit anybody, I'm gonna be real. And then essentially you get the awful actual terrible ones who very much be using the lolicon community and essentially be hiding in the lolicon community and just hiding behind lollies in general just to get their unthinkable actions out there. Basically the actual predators that exist when it comes down to it. Now, is there a lot of them? Yes, unfortunately they do infiltrate the space. Is that the majority of lolicons? No. But when it comes down to it though, they do exist, unfortunately, and thankfully, at least a lot of the time, when we do find out about them, we do call them shits out. We do basically, you know, obviously put out like, hey, this guy's weird, make sure you check this dude because he out here doing some wild and shit and all that sort of jazz. So, you know, again, Lolicons would be very much happy to call out an actual predator more so than the rest of Twitter when it comes down to it, because Lolicons in this regard especially have a brain and know not to interact with this kind of person or this kind of stuff or whatever, essentially. Because again, Twitter is not the brightest people, for sure, especially when you get the people that hate again on Lolly material and just Lolicons in general, because they're the ones that usually be harboring a lot of the illegal material. And it's like, how are you gonna say you're a normal person and you're fine, but you're threatening to murder somebody and then ultimately have, you know, very illegal images and videos of things that is just not what anybody should normally have? Like, how are you saying you operate normally, but then you do all that sort of shit? And sometimes you get people that are not necessarily, or at least maybe not fully into, you know, that sort of predator path, but there's a lot of weird shady shit around them and stuff they have done maybe online that is very much just like, that's strange, that's weird, and to a point where you just don't want to associate with them at all in some shape or form, because yeah, you don't want to get involved into anything like that, and that's not your area of what you want to deal with, right? And I've said it many different times, and I've said it with my community many times when it comes down to it. I don't care who you are. If you are out here trying to actually harm a real child, if you're out here trying to, you know, share images of things that you really shouldn't be sharing, obviously, and shouldn't be possessing in the first damn place, yeah, you don't belong in the space, you don't belong in the community, in either communities, and very much so, your ass needs to go to jail. Your ass needs to very much get your ass beat in the street. It is what it is when it comes down to it, right? That's genuinely how it should be. My community should easily know we do not stand map culture or map people or anything like that, because that is very weird, that is very strange, and obviously, no, just absolutely not. We do not stand actual, like, you know, predators and nonsense like that. That's just an absolute no-go, and your ass should be arrested 5 times over. That's just how it is. There is plenty of different things that we can very much say and, you know, very much express when it comes down to it. At the end of the day, Lolicons like lollies in actual anime, in actual fiction, and things like that. Can the lines very much be, you know, very weird at times? Sure, you can look at, you know, characters like, you know, your 3D computer generated characters when it comes down to it, and yeah, you can very much say that's a gray area, that's a very strange place to be at, you know, with characters like, I don't know, like for example, like Marlene from FF7 Rebirth and the remake series and stuff like that too, like characters that look like that. Very much you can say that's a gray ass line, but when it comes down to it though, it's still fiction, and as long as the character, for me personally, isn't necessarily acted by a actual person and stuff like that, then yeah, I guess you can have free reign on that. People loot the shit out of Pragmata's, you know, robot lolly, so there's that too. So you have to question against that as well. It's a gray area. It can be very strange, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want to, you know, be a part of that. But for sure, it's whatever, right? It's sometimes it can very much be a whatever situation. It just depends on what you're here for. And obviously, it is fictional content at the end of the day, so who the hell cares when it comes down to it? At the end of the day, there is no reason why any real deal Lolicon or any person that's within the anime space should be acceptive towards, you know, actual predators, actual antis that, you know, very much be going in hard on lollies and Lolicons when it comes down to it, and knowing they have like 10 other skeletons in their whole ass closet when it comes down to it. And no one should be very much accepted towards, you know, people coming into the community having mental breakdowns over certain aspects of lolly and stuff like that either, because at the end of the day, like, no, that shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't be dragging people to other people's messes. You shouldn't be, you know, hyper going in expressing about how you feel and all this other weird shit that people like to do when it comes to the space, because there's just a lot of that shit that goes on. And, you know, again, the vast majority is not like that, but there is a lot of people that is online that is like that for some reason. And I mainly wonder if, you know, people that very much get into like the lolly space and whatever, I wonder if there is some people that are just legit mentally ill when it comes down to it. Because I have seen, and as a child, I have been around people that has been obsessed with certain details or certain informations and learning certain facts about certain stuff Like, I remember there was, back in elementary school, there was like one kid that was like very obsessed with like World War II airplanes for some reason, and that was like their favorite thing. And it was very weird, and then people told me like, oh yeah, that person has like, you know, this sort of illness, and I was like, oh, didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense now. So I wonder if those are the people that's within this space. I don't know, but that is essentially what you do see, and unfortunately it, you know, you would, the main thing especially is that, especially for people of back then, you want people to join the, you know, the anime space and have a good time. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to really join it, how to actually really be a part of it, and then they kind of go about it in ways that obviously is just not good for anybody, and so we just gatekeep it, we keep people out like it ain't effing nothing. And especially nowadays, you have to do that, right? You just genuinely have to, because people will drag you into other people's messes and drama and stuff like that, and then you're the one that having to be a part of it when you didn't even want to in the first damn place. Trust me, I know. As someone who has been through this, I know. I fully don't like doing that shit or being a part of that shit, but for sure, it absolutely sucks and it's stressful. So I'll just end off with this as well. We can't necessarily pay attention to every single person, every single individual within our communities, within our spaces and stuff like that. There's always going to be somebody ready to do something evil, bad, and terrible when it comes down to it. But not everybody in said community is like that. Not everybody in said Lolicon space is, you know, very much ready to do the most awful thing possible when it comes down to it. That's just not how it works. If that was the case, that would basically kind of just throw that to the rest of the anime community, when we know that's not the case and not the truth when it comes down to it, right? Essentially, just do the right things. Do what you're supposed to. You see somebody being weird, you see somebody making strange remarks and, you know, feeling very off and strange, keep an eye on them and very much, you know, tell other people to watch out for said person, because yeah, there's no room for these sort of people to come through. There's no room for these sort of people to, you know, jump in, try to be a part of something, and only for them to ruin that space and try to do the shit that they're going to do. There's a lot of weirdos out there. There's a lot of mentally weird weirdos that's just out there when it comes down to it. And the best that you can do is obviously tell other people, hey, watch out for said person, and gatekeep the shit out of the things you like. Especially nowadays with how many weirdos exist on the internet right now, there's just way too damn many for anybody to keep up with in any shape and form, because they exist in every community. Whether there's some weird, absolute, you know, not stable people, and there's obviously the opportunists that very much try to do the most evilest things that has ever eviled. They're existing in every community. Unfortunately, there's not really much you can do. You can try to catch as many as you can, but they're always going to be there, and that's just generally how it is, even in places you wouldn't think they would be. So again, call them out, do the right thing. Don't think every single Lolicon is basically the same damn way, and essentially, for the Lolicons themselves, enjoy what you enjoy, and obviously know the difference and be mature about having the difference between fiction and reality, because basically that's where a lot of this basically stands for. You know, that's where a lot of this is, you know, telling what is real and what isn't real will go a long damn way when it comes down to this space and just the internet as a whole. So that's basically, I guess, all I really want to say for this one. I have no idea what I'm going to title this one. I have no idea what the thumbnail of this one is going to be, but I wanted to yap about this in some shape and form. Also, especially because there has been constantly, I don't know if people have seen the short of Eerie shaking ass in one of the shorts I have, but basically that video, that short, still gets comments to this damn day. It's still constantly being watched, like hundreds of views every single day. And essentially, it is just baffling how so many times people will go to that video, comment, being like, Eerie is actually this age, and Eerie is this, and Eerie can't be that, and you can't do this to Eerie. She's a fictional effing character. Who the hell cares? And I know the actual balance and actual, you know, separation of reality. So at the end of the day, you can't handle it. That's not my effing problem. Watch Eerie shake ass more. So that's just how it is. But still, it just is very much annoying when, you know, you see people that keep commenting like that. But still, it is what it is when it comes down to it, because we know what exactly is real and what isn't, and it's not really, again, like something I should have to be worried about because other people feel like I'm handsy and not necessarily, you know, be able to deal with it. It's not really something I got, or at least I should be worried about when it comes down to it. So yeah, again, that's really all I'm gonna say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification on the way out. Also follow my socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until this, Mojo, signing off. Have a blessed day.